for joining. I am Renee Lindo, and you are tuning in to Your Style Matters with Renee. I am here every other Friday on LinkedIn, Facebook, and YouTube, streaming live at 1 p.m. Eastern. So if you are here watching live, glad to have you. Please let me know which platform you're on, and how you are seeing me. And if you are watching the replay, because I know many of you watch the replays, let me know if you are seeing the replay. So a little bit of intro on me. As I said, I'm Renee Lindo. I am a personal stylist. I guide women on their style journey from confused and overwhelmed to confident and killing it. We do this by creating functional wardrobes with polished outfits that align with their personal brand, so that they can show up for more, put their hands up for more, and really move through the world with impact and confidence. So, if you are, and during this program, I talk about all things style. So, style in terms of how you're wearing your style, especially for the professional women as you're progressing your career, stay at home moms, business women. So, it's really just, I really talk about style, helping you tap into the power of your style, and really creating a style that is authentic to you. So if you are here, as I said, let me know where you are joining from. I will try to I'll try to check the chat. So drop it in the chat. I like for my sessions to be very interactive and informative. So if you have questions on anything that I am saying, please drop it. I will try to address it as we go. Okay, and so our topic today is your style story, and how to create a compelling style story. Actually, before I start, just want to bring your attention to, I have a little barcode in the top, like right here. What's that? Left corner, and that is available for you. Just scan it if you're interested in booking a 30-minute chat with me, just to chat about maybe some of your style challenges, your style goals, and see if I'll be able to help you. So that is right here. As I said, I'm on LinkedIn, YouTube, and Facebook. So welcome. So let's get into it. Your style story, and how do you create a compelling style story? Before we even get into it, let's just talk about some of the phrases. So style story, this is a term that I use when I'm speaking with clients, when I'm speaking on my socials and in the content that I share. I see your style story as, oh my goodness, this will not allow me to be great. I see your style story as the message that you're sending with what you're wearing, in a nutshell. It's the message that you're sending with how you show up, with what you choose to wear, and that is your story. And the reason I call it a story is because we all have a story, right? And it is, your style is how you communicate. It is one of your biggest communication tools, if not the biggest, because before you even start to speak, you are saying something about yourself. People are making judgments. There's tons of data on that, and I talk about that when I do my corporate presentations in terms of your personal brand and your style. So people make decisions about us in a few seconds. And that's even before we open our mouth and speak. So they're making decisions about us just by how we look. So your style story is how you're communicating, what message are you sending with your style. And the other thing is, stories sell, right? We hear that a lot, that, when you tell a story, when people can connect to a story, you build relationships through story. When people connect to a story, you sell. So sometimes people say, well, I'm not selling anything. I'm just an employee. I'm just here doing my thing. But I really want to stress that we all are selling in different ways. We may not have a formal sales role, but we're selling. We're selling our ideas. We're selling our perspective. We're selling our points of view. We are selling a product. We may be selling our business, um, and we're selling ourselves, right? So we are, as we go through the day, we are selling ourselves, whether it's to our manager, our colleagues, our partners, our kids, whatever it is, we are selling. So selling isn't a bad word, right? And I come from the sales as a national sales director, I come from that sales background. So it's not a bad word. It's really how we sell and how we build those relationships to have an exchange of value. So stories sell. So in terms of your style, when I work with clients, it's really about helping them to create that style story that's going to help them to create relationships, help them to sell themselves as they're progressing their career. So sell themselves in terms of their personal brand, right? It's the packaging of your brand. So, and I'm looking on at my notes. So if you're looking on, that's what I'm doing. So when we talk about building your style story, just like any other story, any movie, any story, there are a few key elements that make your story, that make a story or a movie compelling or really riveting, right? And there are lots of parallels in terms of your style. And so I created this framework that I call your style story framework. How original. The style story framework that I take clients through to really help them to build their strong story. And so I'm going to cover that with you today. So first thing, when we start off, any story, whether it's a book, a movie, what have you, the first step in creating that story is a plan, right? You don't just say, okay, I'm going to make a movie and then you just start. You really start with a plan. Similarly with your style, you start with a plan. You get really clear on what is your style. How do you want to move through the world? What are some of your style words? What resonates with you? What's your vibe, right? So I spend time working with clients, getting clear on what their style is. And so much right now, there's several clients I'm working with who, that we've all gone through the pandemic, and maybe how we showed up before is not how we want to show up now. Or as we age, or not or, but and as we age, our style changes, and what we used to love and would wear, that's also changed. It no longer resonates with the vibe and the woman that we are today. And so it's important that we honor what was and really embrace who we are now and how we want to show up. So the first step is, I made these little things for you. Let's use them. So the first step is plan and be clear. So we accomplish that with your style, doing a style questionnaire. So I'll send a questionnaire. We talk about your goals, where you are, what you like, what your struggles are, right? So we really get clear on that. So that's the first step of your style story. The second step is, or the second element is the scene. So any movie, any book, any story takes place somewhere, right? It takes place it has a scene. For your style, the scene is your closet. This is where everything happens, right? You start and end your days in your closet. It sets the mood and the tone for your day. So your closet is really important. A lot of the struggles, or all of the struggles, really happens because your closet doesn't work for you, right? You have pieces that you used to wear that no longer fit, or they're no longer your vibe. I had a client yesterday. Her closet, she has a lot of clothes, but nothing really inspires her. She's not excited about anything in her closet. And so we're going to work together to fix that. So closet edit, that is the second step, is really getting into the closet and getting rid of items that no longer serve you now. They don't fit now. They don't serve your lifestyle now. It's not who you are at this point in life. So that is the scene. So then another element that's important in any story, and especially your style story, every story, there's the main character, right? And for your style, you are the main character, obviously, right? So what that means is that it's important for you to understand how to dress your body, how to dress your body shape, how to dress, how to understand what styles and cuts and fabrics are going to, oh my goodness, so sorry, are going to work best on you with your shape. Wherever your curves are you wearing pieces that accentuate your assets? I'm not about the hiding, that doesn't work for me. It's about really wearing clothes that that celebrate the parts of your body that you love. So we do a lot of talking and teaching, training with clients as to how to work, how to dress their body. Okay. Um, so we've gotten clear, we've gotten some clarity. We have got into our closet, cleared that closet. We understand how to dress our body, the main character. And now we get to the wardrobe. So you see all the things that we accomplished before we started shopping. Creating your style and refreshing your wardrobe is not just about shopping, right? We really want to spend the time to understand what is this style that we are going for? What is our vibe? What do we like? What do we enjoy? What do we want to wear? And not just shop and buy what we see in the stores, because that just may not be your vibe, right? That may not resonate with you. So the wardrobe, this is when I shop for clients, and all of my clients get a virtual closet, and I put all of the items in there that I've shopped. Everything aligns with the goals that they've set and what we're trying to accomplish. And for you, this is when you start shopping. After you've gotten clear on who you are, gotten clear on how you want to show up, then the goal is to find pieces and clothing that are going to align with your style words, align with your vibe, align with how you want to show up. Okay, so that is the wardrobe. Let me see if I have any questions or comments here. Ah, hi, Cher. I'm heading into a meeting, but I will be team replay. This is so good. And I love your creative treatment to this style story. Awesome. Awesome. Thank you. Thank you. I'm glad you joined in, and be sure team replay and let me know if you have any questions after you have seen the whole episode. So we talked about, where did we go? We finished off on wardrobe. So the next element is, oh, here we go. The next element of a compelling style story, of any story, is a supporting cast. So, if you think of any story or movie, if it's just, oh my gosh, if it's just about you, that can be a little bit boring. So usually there's a supporting cast, some other characters. When it comes to your style, your supporting cast is, wearing color, wearing accessories, wearing pieces that really allow you to showcase your personality, right? So that's a supporting cast. And so when you look at these, when you put these elements together, the elements that I talked about, getting clear, understanding how to dress your body, then your wardrobe and your supporting cast, when you put these elements together and you do it well, this is how you get to the point where you have a compelling style story. So I refer to your style story really as the bridge, that bridge that takes you from where you are now to expanding your opportunities, expanding what you're available for. As an example, it could be a bridge from, as I said in the opening, a bridge from confused and overwhelmed to confident and killing it. That's with a great, compelling, confident, consistent style story. So I don't see if there are any comments or any questions. Please drop them in the chat. Let me just check my notes to be sure that I have covered everything. I think that's it. I will just do a quick recap of the elements of your style story. So we talked about the style story is that's how you communicate. That's how you say who you are without even speaking, and the importance of first impressions. And that we are all selling. We are all selling our ideas, our perspectives, what have you. To build a very compelling style story, we want to first start off with a plan and get clear on what our style is, how we want to move through the world. Then we get into the scene. So that's your closet. Getting rid of this stuff in your closet that no longer serve you, right? Because it just makes it more difficult for you to put an outfit together when what you have currently is either too much, doesn't serve you, doesn't fit, all the rest of it. The next thing we move, part three, or the third element, is the main character. This is of course you. So understanding how to dress your body well, understanding your body shape, understanding what cuts, what fabrics, what silhouettes are going to work best, so that you can show up and accentuate your assets, not necessarily hide your body. Uh, the other element is the wardrobing. This is when you, oh, and a point I didn't make initially is that with any movie or when you're reading a book, there's always this script. You can see how the characters are dressed, or if it's a book, they're describing what the characters are wearing. And from how people are dressed, you can tell the type of person it is, whether it is somebody who is flamboyant, somebody who is confident, somebody who is maybe a professional, as opposed to somebody who's more casual. So your wardrobe and your pieces and the clothing that you wear really tells your story. People already start to make decisions about you. And so that was the fourth element, is actually the clothing. And the fifth element is the supporting cast. So I hope that that is helpful, and I hope that you have a little better understanding is on your style story, how to make it clear, how to express yourself. We have some comments here, so let's see what we have. Jenny says, "Hi Jenny, so glad you're here. How do we get it clear what our style is?" Okay, good question. So a few things that I do with clients is, in terms of clarity, I ask them to journal. Sometimes I'll say, okay, because if they're not clear, so just take a few minutes, sometimes just a little bit longer. Think about, how do you want to move through the world? What do you want to say about yourself? What kinds of words uh, describe you, describe your style, or do you want people to describe you as? Um, and just journal and write those down, and you'll see that there's some repetition of feelings, of words that come up. So that's a starting point. Another thing is to make notes, and I ask this in my questionnaire: who are some of your style icons, or is there anybody who you see TV, social media, whose style you admire? um and another idea is to look through magazines, pull out some images that resonate with you, that you really like. Or and an easy one is to go to Pinterest. I use this a lot, especially with clients who are really trying to understand what their style is. And maybe, so from the journaling work that you've done, and the writing out, put some of those phrases into Pinterest and see what comes up, and you'll get, or you can put in your style icons, and then you'll get some images of what that could represent. And you just start pinning on a board, these looks and silhouettes that you like, or these stars or icons that you like, so that you actually have images of what your words are. So that will help you to determine, okay, I like that. And try not to limit yourself, whether or not that person has your same body shape or not. Just still pin them. And what that allows you to do is to say, okay, why? And you think about, why do I like this? Why do I like this? Is it the flowiness? Is it the fact that it's more structured? Is it that it looks very tailored? Is it, oh, this is giving me a hard time, that it looks very tailored? Whatever those, think about what it is you like, and then that is the journey to really figuring out how we get clear. Jenny, I hope that was helpful. Let me know if you have any follow-up question to that. Let's see. Rochelle, I came halfway, so I apologize if you spoke about this. I wanted to know, how does one start this journey of style story? What does the plan entail? Okay, so I hope that what I answered helped for that previous question, helped in terms of how you start. And I'm not sure if you mean the actual framework that I created, so I can just do a quick run through that. So I created a framework that I call your style story. Your style story is how you communicate with your style, right? And so I started off, the first part of the starting point is a plan to get clear on your style. And that's what I talked about answering the previous question. How do you get clear on what your style is, what your style words are, how you want to be seen, how you want to move through the world? So you get clear. If you think about it this way, if you were redoing a room in your home, right, you wouldn't just say, okay, I'm going to redo this living room. And then when you go out, you say, I'm going to buy this mirror. Let me buy this rug. Oh, I see a table. Let me get that. You don't just start shopping and picking up items. You really have a plan. You either engage a interior designer, or you sit and think about, how do you want this room to feel? How do you want to enjoy the room? How do you want to enjoy the space? What do you want in this space? How do you want people who visit you to feel in the space? So all of those things come into play, and that I'm encouraging you to do the same thing in terms of your style. How do you feel? How do you want to move through the world? How do you want to feel? How do you want people who meet you, especially if you're in corporate and you're progressing your career, progressing your brand? What message do you want to send uh, as you're working, right, or moving up the ladder? So there's some of the things that I encourage. So get clear. Then the second step is just the scene. Get into your closet, clear out your closet, get rid of things that no longer serve you. I know that you spent money on these great suits, right? I hear that all the time. And that was actually me, because I came from corporate, had a closet full of suits. And I really didn't want to get rid of them because I'm like, oh, I spent so much money. But as an entrepreneur, doing as a personal stylist, I did not need corporate suits. So even though may have a closet that was this big, this much was corporate suits and only this much was clothing that I could wear now. So it really was limited. So when I got rid of that, I don't even miss those things. And when I thought about it, I said, if I ever need to wear corporate suits again, I'm not going to want to wear those suits. I'm going to want something new and fresh anyway. So I encourage you to get rid of what no longer serves you and create a closet that really is aligned with your lifestyle, aligned with how you want to show up, aligned with, your vibe. Then we talk about the main character energy. I'm all about main character energy. So understanding your body shape. I have a free dressing your body shape guide. So I can, where is that? I think there's a link. There's definitely a link in my LinkedIn and also on my website. Free body dressing your body shape guide, where I go through the different silhouettes and cuts that work well for your shape. Then we start shopping with the wardrobing. That's at that point we start to think about what kind of clothes are going to align with the words that I've already outlined that I want to be. And then your supporting cast, your colors, your accessories, all of that. So I hope that answered your question. Yeah, Rochelle. Let's see, what else do I have here? Let me know if it did and if there's any follow-up questions. Have you ever had a case where the person came with the style they think they should have, and you said, no, that's not what will suit you? Well, I don't answer like that. I mean, people may have some. Usually when people come to me, they're not sure, or they have grown, or they've changed, and so they're a little they're confused, and they just want some direction. I do have clients. We have agreed with what their style is, and then I start shopping. I put items in their virtual closet. So not all of the things I put in their closet they like. They may say, not so much. That's not my vibe. I prefer this, and that's fine too, right? When I work with clients, it's not about me as the I know it all telling you how to dress. This is a really collaborative process. This is your style. It's your personal style, and I'm really the guide. I'm really the guide to help you to interpret your words, help you to interpret how you want to show up, and then choose pieces and shop at places that I know their cuts, I know their ideal body shape that they make their clothing from. So I know whether it's going to fit you, right? So a lot of it, well, not a lot, but some of it is knowing where to shop, to find the pieces that rock with your vibe, that are going to fit you, that are like, I wouldn't, if I have a curvy client, I'm not going to shop at Aritzia necessarily, or what's the other one? Just there are just some stores that have maybe a more straighter cut that I wouldn't shop at, because it's going to be maybe more challenging to find pieces. Now, not to say that she wouldn't find something at Aritzia, because Aritzia does have some extended sizing, but I just find that their cuts tend to be a little bit slimmer. So if my client has more curves, that probably would not be my first choice. So it's knowing some of those things as well. But for sure, clients can say, So I guess so that your question really is if they say they're this way, but and I tell them no, I'm not going to tell them no. I'm going to say, okay, well, we can try that, but what if we try this? Have you thought about this? Right? So it's really not about no, no, you're wrong and I'm right. It's really about me guiding you. So I hope that long answer, but I hope that was helpful, Jenny. Were there any other questions? So if there are any other questions or comments, I don't see any more, please drop them in the chat. Jenny and Rochelle, if there are any follow-up questions, let me know. I hope that I answered your questions well. If there's anything else, you can always reach me. So I forgot to say this. So reach me, follow me on LinkedIn, Renée Lindo. My best place is my website, Let's Get Dressed Now. There are tons of resources in my blog. We did last week, LinkedIn Live was on the new spring trends. So be sure to see that as well. And let me see if I have here that link to dressing your body shape. So this is my website, Let's Get Dressed Now. Everything is there. You have the links to join my newsletter. The blog is there. Yeah, I don't have that, but if I'm not mistaken, to get the free body shape guide, it's a bit.ly link. So bit.ly, bit.ly/dressing, DRESSING, best, BEST. So bit.ly/dressing best. Okay. Let me check the comment again. Comments again. Rochelle, this was really great. Thank you for your insights. Awesome. And and just to put it out there as well, if you're in a situation where you have a style challenge or challenge, but just that you're not showing up as you would like to or as you want to, or some changes have happened and you looking for some more support, just reach out to me. I have a 30-day, we can chat for 30-minute consult that we can really talk through some of your challenges and see if it's something that I can help you with. And then talk about ways that I support clients as well. All right. So Jenny said, thank you. Awesome. Okay. Well, that's it for today's show. And I should say, if there are any comments, any topics you'd like for me to cover on these LinkedIn Lives, please let me know. Send me a message. I'm happy to chat and talk through and share my perspective on different style topics. I may not be, and I know I am not the style must be this way, must be that way. I'm really more about your style is personal. Your style is personal to you. So it's really about you understanding how to best dress your body so you feel confident and you show up well for yourself. That's my bottom line. And that's what I help clients to do. So good luck building a very, how do I do this? Good luck building a very strong and confident style story. And let me know if you have any questions. Okay? Take care. Bye-bye.